What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Now today I'll be sharing a recipe for this quick and easy bread roll you'll absolutely love. Let's get started. To my mixing bowl I added some sugar, warm water and yeast, and the sugar is just to activate the yeast. If you're using instant yeast and you're sure your yeast is good, just go ahead and add it to your flour mixture and your water. Now the yeast is nice and foamy. I'm going to go in with my flour. Bread flour is strongly recommended here for this recipe. I added some salt. Now I'm going to go ahead and start off my mixer. You want to start off on low and gradually increase the speed. We're going to mix this for about 8 to 10 minutes, kneading it. Now this is a high hydration dough. It's a wet one, so you'll need floured surface to work with this. So this is what the dough should be looking like after mixing. Not too tacky and not too hard. You want it nice and soft because we need the water to make the bread soft, because this is a high hydration bread. Now we're going to go ahead and place some flour on our work surface and dust it. Now we're going to scrape out our bread dough, and we're going to mold this into a dough ball and set this aside to proof for about an hour. So into that bowl I added a little bit of olive oil, any oil will do, and place the dough in and cover with a saran wrap. Now we're going to set this aside in a warm area to proof. Now after an hour my dough has doubled or tripled in size. Now I dust my area with some more flour, and I'm just going to go ahead and mold my bread into some loaves and some bread rolls. Now as I mentioned before, this can be a little bit challenging to work with because the dough is wet, so you want to make sure that you have your flour surface right there. You don't want to add too much flour, just enough to get it manageable. Here I am separated into two halves, and I'm going to work with the first half. So I'm going to make some bread rolls. So I'm just going to divide this up into the desired size that I want. Of course you could make this into a loaf as normal, or you could make it in whatever shape and size you like. So here I'll be making some bread rolls. So I'm just sectioning these off to the desired size that I'm looking for. And in the meantime, you want to have a lined baking sheet with parchment paper. Now I'm just going to go ahead and form these into some ball. I'll be using my mat to help me to create a smooth surface. So you just want to roll and tuck, or you just form this in whatever shape or however comfortable you are forming your bread rolls. These don't have to be perfect, and you know, it's homemade. Just make it your own. Now I'm going to set these aside for about 10 minutes while I work on my baguette. Now these, as I said before, you could cut this into whatever shape you like. So I'll be making two baguettes here. Why not use the same bread dough to make two separate bread? It's the same recipe in the end. So here I am cutting it into two parts, and I'm just going to go ahead, dust it with some more flour and transfer it to my baking sheet. So you want to move gently and fast at the same time, because the longer you hold it in your hand, the more stretchy it's going to be, because it's a really soft dough and you don't really want to lose its shape. So you want to act fast and just picking it up and putting it on your baking tray. And at this point, dusted flour is your best friend. The flour will allow you to make the dough a little bit more pliable, and you can move it around more. Now I'm going to go ahead and shape my dough, so a little bit more flour to my work surface, and I'm going to carefully move the dough. We just want to shape it. You don't want to roll it too hard. You just basically want to form like an oval shape whichever ways and means you get your oval shape, you just want to, you know, gently pass your hand over it until you achieve an oval like shape, and that's what we're working with. I'm going to do one more. So you don't want to squish it, you don't want to go too hard, just take your time and just move your hand around until you achieve that nice oval shape. Now I'm going to cover and allow this to double in size for another 20 minutes while my oven is being preheated to 350. Here I am dusting with a little bit more flour, and I'm going to go ahead and use my knife to make little slits. If you have a pastry razor, you could go ahead and use that, or a sharp knife. I didn't have a razor, so I'm using my knife, and you just want to place little incision in it. This is just to make the bread look pretty. It's not necessary, but just to make the bread look prettier. And we're going to cut the small one into the sides, and then we're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for 22 minutes. After 22 minutes, our bread is ready, and they are smelling amazing at this point. And listen, these are so delicious. You don't need a lot of ingredients to make it, and it's crunchy on the outside at this point and super tender on the inside. As it cools down, it will get soft on the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my brush to brush off some of the excess flour. Of course, if you like, you could add some butter on top, but I like the rustic look, and this is how I like it. So here I am. I'm just going to go ahead and cut into it and show you what it looks like on the inside. This is super soft. This is perfect for some little crostini, whatever you want to have it with. And it's also super delicious, fresh out of the oven with some butter. I will leave the full written measurement for this recipe down in the description box, so you could go ahead and check it out. And if you haven't yet liked my video, give it a big thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead, hit that subscription button or that follow button, and I'll really appreciate it. And let me tell you guys, this bread was so good. This one is a keeper, guys. You should try this recipe. No need to buy bread anymore when you have this quick, simple 3-ingredient recipe at your fingertips. That's it, my beautiful people. I thank you so much for watching. Until then, I'll see you in my next one. Have a good day, and bye-bye.